We got one of my favorite YouTubers of all time, the ultimate gamer, Jacksepticeye, talking about stop killing games, because I'm pretty sure we fucking won. At least for now. I got some things to say about it, and how I've got some issues with it, and I'm kind of worried. I'm kind of afraid the things that we want aren't actually going to happen. So let's just go ahead and get into it. What does Jack got to say?
I think it's time we talk about a really important thing that is going to affect a lot of us, and is affecting a lot of us who are into the gaming space, which is the Stop Killing Games initiative. I know a lot of people have been asking me to talk about it for a while. In the beginning, I was like,
bro, is his hair gray? Is that gray hair, or is that like the faded color of hair dye? Because if we're going gray at the exact same time, you know, sucks for him, but I feel good about it because he's way older than me.
this is a cool initiative. Sign the petition and everything, let it do its thing. Apparently it's not going as well as people wanted to, and as it should be doing. They're about 700k signatures into the
that has changed by now. I think it's there. I think it's done.
million that they
Let me check. Yes, let's go, man. We finally did it. Just in time. Thank you, Pirate Software. I don't think we could have done it without your help. You wouldn't have said anything, man. I don't think anybody would have even talked about this, and it would have just been dead in the water. And honestly, we thought it was. We thought it was going to be dead in the water because it wasn't very popular. Like, not very many people knew about it. Not very many people talked about it. And even when they did, nobody signed up for it. But I think all the drama, really, I think that's what did most of it. Or at least that's what kicked it off again, got everybody talking about it again.
need as of recording this video. And I did make a post about it on the community tab to try and like push it in a different direction on my main channel. The reason I'm doing a video of it here on the Spedicey channel is I don't know what's going on. There's something happening with the algorithm in terms of my channel right now. I've seen it happen to some other channels of similar size to mine where...
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the algorithm, man. I'm absolutely getting boosted right now. I'm getting way more viewers, way more engagement than I've ever gotten. And I've made a few changes to my channel, but I haven't really done anything that different.
After I did schedule one, for some reason, I hate to say like, oh, the algorithm's against me and they flipped a switch and all this kind of stuff. But sometimes it really just does feel like that something happened under the hood. It's happened in the past multiple times. I've talked to some...
Yeah, you kind of just gotta guess and you gotta change some things. Honestly, I think you constantly have to be changing. And sometimes it'll kick you out of the algorithm. Sometimes it'll boost you back in there. As long as you're constantly changing.
Some other YouTubers about it. Everyone just seems to be like, hey, my views just disappeared. Like my main audience aren't getting any of my videos anymore. What's happening? I don't know. It's hard to talk about without it seeming like, oh, bro, you fell off. You're washed. Whatever. So I just...
Well, like, now YouTube's pushing different kind of content from him to me. I'm not getting his, like, main content. I'm getting his side content where he's just, you know, talking.
Tend to kind of, like, stay away from it, see what happens, see what shakes loose, and then get back to uploading again. Something's going on. I don't know what's happening. So to not upload this in a place where the algorithm is in flux for a channel of that size, and again, not knowing if this is actually going to go out to any of the people who are there. Death Stranding went up. Clearly, it's not being served to the people who would normally watch it, as seen as the previous series on it, on Death Stranding 1, did so well. I don't know. That's a different discussion to have. But I wanted this to try and reach more people, which honestly, weirdly, I think on a second channel, it's going to...
I think there are some people at YouTube probably that don't like Death Stranding 2. There's probably some people who killed a bunch of the videos because I've noticed that I haven't been getting anything about Death Stranding 2. Except from creators like Charlie. Like nothing from anybody. I haven't been seeing any reviews, no commentary, nothing. Strange.
It's going to reach more people right now than it will the main channel. Again, I don't know what's going on, but I'm trying to do as well by this as I can. I'm also going to try and keep this succinct and say the things that I know about it.
Hashtag stop killing channels.
And try and not spread misinformation about it, because a lot of people have talked about it and talked about it really well. They've given over some really great information. Ross, Accursed Farms, who has designed the initiative, has a very good video talking about it, which I would leave in the description for you to be able to
Yeah, I watched that. I didn't react to it, but I watched it in my own time. Great video. You should definitely watch it.
To go and get like the weeds of the information about it, because again, I'm going to butcher it, and someone like Pirate Software has gone out and done a horrible video on it, misrepresenting.
And bro, he's still out there killing games. I got one more Pirate Software video going up to date, and it's about some drama with Ludwig. And I've been talking about Ludwig, so it's just perfect, man.
What it is, giving a ton of misinformation and actually kind of killing the initiative from the get-go, and then
yeah, well, now look at it now. I think without his help that we couldn't have got here.
Just being very egotistical about it,
True.
Not saying sorry, and really open.
Dude, so many people are against Pirate Software on this. He just needs to just say he's wrong. It's crazy. I don't get it.
Up to it and being like, shit, my bad, and then fixing any of the things that he said were wrong about it. It's a fucking mess. So I want to put my voice to it and my name to it and whatever audience we can get behind it to try and sign this petition, which I will also leave in the description. There's a petition for you to be able to sign it in the EU, and there's a petition for you to be able to sign it in the UK because Brexit.
Well, it's done now. It's all good.
And fucking a whole mess of stuff involving that as well to make it even more difficult to do anything like this in this world. It's happening in the EU right now because Ross himself said that, I mean, again, I don't want to say stuff that's wrong. I'm so sorry if I say anything that is, I'm doing this with the best of intentions. There is a lot of nuance in this, and I'm trying to get the cliff notes right. Again, like somebody else didn't. But basically, stuff in the US is hard.
Dude, everybody is so mad at Pirate Software because it's easy to see that he was just completely wrong and lying and then tripling and doubling down, or doubling and tripling down. Yeah, it's the same thing. Equals 6.
Harder to do, and there is a chance to be able to put stuff into law in the EU to be able, at least get it in people's faces. That's the purpose of it now. Hopefully it would go into law to try and like protect games and protect game preservation and all that stuff, and just for the consumers to keep things good for everybody. And the EU has been pretty good at doing certain things in the past, like putting, I think it was the EU that put USB-C chargers in like iPhones and stuff, right? Instead of Apple being able to just sell their proprietary stuff all the time. And as he pointed out,
by the way, super awesome, super cool. That just means that more people are going to be working on chargers to make everything better. When everybody's working on the same goal, and everybody's head is in the same place, we can do great things. We can achieve amazing things.
People in Australia went after Valve and took them to court to be like, we need some sort of refund policy because it's bullshit that you don't have it. It goes against law for consumers. And then that went through, and then everybody who uses Valve and Steam ended up being able to get a refund through that platform. And I think that's really cool. And there is an initiative to try and do that with games, which at its core, it's basically to preserve games that, let's say you have a game that there's tons of games out there, for example, that
a game that I just found out, a few games I just found out got delisted. Mirror's Edge, Battlefield Bad Company 1, Bad Company 2, gone. What the fuck? No, I don't even remember anybody talking about this. I might have talked about it like for like one video, but then I forgot about it. Like, man, that sucks. I went back to go play Battlefield Bad Company 2, and it was just gone. I was like, what the hell, man? This was in my wish list.
Are being supported by developers, and they're getting patches, or they're live service games and they're getting a whole bunch of other stuff. And it, again, there's a lot more nuance to it, and I urge you to go watch Ross's video on it and to try and learn more about it.
Yeah, if they don't do something about this, they're just going to be fucking themselves, because delisting games and all that bullshit, all that nonsense, that just makes piracy worse. People are just going to pirate it. That's literally the only way you can get it on PC now, is you got to pirate it. It's crazy. Like, what are you doing?
But at the end of it, it's basically to be like, when a developer wants to stop supporting the game, which inevitably it will, you don't really expect a game to be supported.
Yeah, especially in the digital age that we're in. Like, when they want to stop supporting the game, they'll just pull it from the stores. And sucks to be you. You can't get it. You're fucked.
Absolutely forever till the end of time, because they're working on new stuff. You can't really support something for like however many people are going to be playing something years in the future, whatever. And it's unreasonable to expect a developer to support a game forever.
Yeah, true. So if they're not going to support it, they just got to release it. They got to set it free.
I don't think anyone would expect that. It's just, I don't know, in a perfect world, sure, but it's not going to happen. Money talks. But if a developer wants to stop supporting a game, if they want to kind of...
Yeah, if they don't set it free, if they don't do it themselves, then we're going to be the ones to do it. That's just how it goes.
God, what's the sunset the game? That's the term I'm looking for. Then to put stuff in place where you can hand it over to the consumers where they can start supporting it themselves and put stuff out and we can still enjoy the game. And what?
Oh, but they're going to have to work multiplayer into single player games. They're going to have to completely change it, change the code. No. Nope. Just shut down your servers, and put in a server browser. Just let people launch private servers or even like third-party servers. Just have a server browser. Ain't got to worry about it. Ain't got to mess with it. I don't understand the argument.
Whatever community for the game is still there, or any game you want to play, people keep using the crew as a thing because Ubisoft are like, yeah, we're shutting it down. And then the thing.
You know what a big problem is, though, with these games? They have, like, microtransactions and storefronts. What do you do about that? Because that is so many, like, individual items that aren't exactly built into the game, this kind of server side, and then it gets put into your game. Like, what do you do about that? And people are definitely just gonna not be paying for them if the game is, like, sunsetted, like it's offline. What are you gonna do about all those skins, microtransactions and stuff? I haven't heard anybody talk about what's gonna happen with games like this whenever they shut down, but they still have like storefronts. Are they still gonna run the storefront? Or is all of that stuff just gonna be unlocked, available to everybody? Because I think that's probably how it should go. I think that's how it should be anyway. Anything that's in your game should be available in the game when you buy it. It's fucking stupid.
The thing you bought is no longer yours. And that's pretty fucked up. Like, in a lot of other practices, like, it's maybe this is a bad analogy, but you like buy a Blu-ray movie, you have the movie, you can watch the movie. But for
well, that's not true. That's not exactly true, because if it's not up to date, then it's unwatchable. Especially like some of those older Blu-rays and some of the new models of Blu-ray players won't play them, and vice versa. If you got a new Blu-ray, some of the old Blu-ray players won't play them.
Games, none of that legislation is really in place yet, and Ross himself.
Oh, another problem is like when you have something and they delist it and also just remove it from you. Sony did that. Remember that? Remember that whole controversy? What movie was it they did that with? Probably a bunch of them.
Has put up some other stuff showing like Blizzard have it in their terms to be like, we can stop supporting this game at any time, and then you're basically just buying a license for a game. You don't own it. So like, remember back in the day, maybe back in my day, when I bought like a PS2 game or a PS1 game, and like I have that game and now it's mine and I can play it forever. And patches weren't really a thing back then, but like you have the thing and you can play it. But there are certain games that come out and certain developers don't want to support them anymore, and then the game's gone and you can't play it, and that's fucked. So
yeah, Battlefield 2 or Battlefield Bad Company 2. Man, I just don't trust EA. EA is the worst about this shit, man.
If they don't want to support it, then hand it over to consumers. The consumers will keep it alive. There's been stuff on PC.
Yeah, either hand it over to the consumers and let us be able to purchase it, or you know where it's gonna go.
Gaming for so long with like player-run servers for things and everything. Again, there's a whole lot more to this, and I'm just trying to be succinct about it to try and get it in people's heads what it actually is. And this initiative is to put it in front of EU legislation to show them, hey, this is fucked.
Yeah, maybe we'll be able to get Forza Horizon 4 back. I'm pretty sure you can't buy that game. I'm pretty sure it's gone because of licensing deals, so they just pulled it.
Shouldn't be like this. Can we change it? And then hopefully it'll trickle down everywhere else if this happens because it's put into law in the EU. Again, a lot more to it, and I'm really I'm probably butchering what this is, but I really believe in what they're trying to do. And I think Ross himself has really good intentions behind it. And from my perspective, there is no downside to signing this.
True. But it's already done. Maybe it won't hurt if you get some extra signatures on there still, because it went over 1 million. So I'm probably going to leave it down there in the description anyway if you want to sign it, if you're in Europe, in the EU.
If you sign it, it hits 1 million signatures and then it goes in. And I mean, if it doesn't go through, at least we tried. At least Ross tried. He's put so much of his life and his time.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think anything's going to come of this, but at least we fucking tried.
And his energy behind it. And I think
we made our voices heard.
It's really commendable. And I think there's so many people in the industry that have made, like other developers who have made games, and then the higher ups close it down and it's not available to anybody anymore. And they themselves would love to put it in consumers' hands to be like, now you guys take it and do it, because we're not getting funding to be able to support this game anymore. And there's so many people, there's a massive initiative behind it on Reddit. People really coming together. There's sort of like this, I don't want to say cult following because it sounds a bit more negative, but there is this real sort of like rallying behind it from gamers right now that they're like, yeah, the things we buy, we should own. And everything that goes with that. Like I said, there's a whole lot more to it.
Yeah, you don't hear a lot of the people that are that were against the if you buy it, you own it thing. There was a lot of people before this whole stop killing games thing got popular again that were just arguing with me about keeping games. They're like, you just got a license, right? You're not actually buying the game, right? You don't actually get to do what you want. It's not your IP. Where are those people? I guess they're probably drowned out. They're probably still out there.
That I urge you to look into it. But if you just want to watch this video and sign the petition, then go for it. Again,
yeah, this really shows that the actual real gaming community are for keeping your fucking games. I don't even, like, who would be against that? I don't even understand it. Why don't you want to keep your games?
I don't really see a downside to it. You sign it and then it goes through or it doesn't. Like, what's the downside to that?
True.
I think that's where something like the Pirate Software video, just so desperate to be right and be a contrarian about something, to go with a meme, I see this as an absolute win. At least gamers will make their voices heard, as cringe as that might sound to people who are not really in the space. But I love video games.
Not even like gamers, because it's consumers. Because it'll start with video games, because that's the biggest industry. And hopefully, if this goes through and then we actually get some good things done, which I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen. These people in the government, anytime you want the government to try and do something, they're just not going to do it. They're just not going to do it right. They're going to do something wrong about it. They're going to put scummy shit in it. The only gaming that people in the government know about is gambling, because it makes money. They probably know about some of these video games that involve gambling inside it. As long as it's not made for kids, they don't really care. It's all about money. The money, 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 money. Most money. And honestly, I think this is going to cost a lot of these AAA developers a lot of money. So they're probably going to put money against it and try and make it not happen, which is fucking bullshit. I'm just seeing it now.
I'm so involved in them. I'm so engaged with, like, I went to a thing for Death Stranding last night and I just spent a lot of time talking to people who make games, either on the voice acting side, on the casting side, in the audio side. There were some people who were just a coder on games. And these people just love making games so much that they want to be involved in them and just give it to people and just make games good. Like, at the end of the day, that's really all it is. And I think initiatives like that are a really good way of kind of like rallying the community behind each other, getting involved, and just speaking out on it. And that's why I wanted to make this video. And again, I know a lot of people will say, I wish he put this up on his main channel. But again, I mean, just go back through the channel right now. I don't know what the fuck is going on with it. And I worry that there's also a thing with YouTube's algorithms right now where if you're just uploading gaming content, sometimes if you upload something that's not gaming, it will get suppressed and buried and not really go to the people who it should go to. And that's one of the things Matt Pat was talking about when he retired, that we had him on Brain Leak where he's talking about these silos of content where it's like, if you're a gaming channel, kind of have to stick with that. That's why so many people who do like Fortnite, and they've done it so much that now it's like, well, that's kind of all you can do on your channel.
Well, now it's like the reactions are the way to go right now. Who knows how long it's gonna last? But if you're a reaction channel and you're doing reaction content and then you do video game content exactly the same way you do reaction content, it still does pretty well. I've noticed with a lot of the reaction channels that I watch.
Because if you do something else, it takes so much Herculean effort to get over that algorithm to start pushing your content to other people who are not into that. It's not going to push it to people who are not into that thing. And this is gaming related, but again, I'm trying to put it in front of the eyes of the second channel has no stakes in it. I'm not.
Yeah, I think gone are the days of the niche. I think pretty much you got to do like one thing and branch out a little bit all the time. Like you have to be known for a thing, for being a certain type of way, and then slightly branch out all the time. And don't do the same content all the time, but it have the same vibe. That's where we're at right now, I think. That's the way it feels to me.
Not going to have monetization or anything like that turned on in this video. So it's just a case of like getting it out, getting it in front of as many eyeballs as I can, and getting it. Maybe there's people who aren't subscribed to Jacksepticeye who are on this channel and putting it out in front of your eyes.
I'm gonna go and subscribe to Jacksepticeye right now. I don't think I actually am subscribed to him on this channel.
Again, I'm just trying to do my best by what this is. So hopefully we can get some more signatures. I did say in my post that it was close to completion. Maybe that's the wrong words to use. I was trying to motivate people to kind of like push it over the finish line, and that usually works. Especially when I've done charity stuff before, that when stuff is close to the line, that one final push to get it over the line works really well. But man, anything that you can do, it's at 723k right now and it's 72% done. So if I can lend my voice to this and get it over the finish line.
Like when did you film this, bro? Was this like a day ago, 2 days ago? It said a day ago for me. That's crazy if it got that many signatures just since yesterday. It's kind of crazy just since 2 days ago if he did this and then uploaded it the day after he actually made it.
To get to 1 million. The UK one is a little harder. But whatever we can do, man, to read off their own terminology, it says Stop Killing Games as a consumer movement started to challenge the legality of publishers destroying video games they have sold to consumers.
I didn't even check out the UK one. What's the UK one? Let's go to the UK one. Oh, it doesn't have a meter. No meter for the UK. Yeah, let's kick this into overdrive, man. I'm gonna leave that down there in the description.